teach the kids to be fair. Someone calls, we say, see, I know there. And then we fly up and touch the sky when them kids start to tell us lies.
It is that time of the year again. Music is already being released, setting the pace and tone for Carnival. Calypsonians are getting ready, and this press launch will open the floodgates to about 16 tent shows in the build-up to semis and the finals of the 2014 Calypso competition. On Calabash Community Tonight, we discuss the preliminary issues and the plans for a season which is being described as the start of a new phase in the development of Calypso. We will also hear from the new president of the St. Lucia Calypso Association 2009, David Jordan, and other key players. First, let us get an update on the preparations for the 2014 season.
David Jordan, the chairman of the St. Lucia Calypso Association 2009.
We just came out of the launch, the press launch of the Calypso season for 2014. What is the most important message that you wanted to send out from that event?
Primarily, this is an association with one voice, a united voice.
We heard quite a bit about collaborations and so on. How critical is it in these economic times for that spirit of collaboration to be evident?
The issue of collaboration is even more important now in view of the announcement yesterday, and we analyzing what has to be done in view of the season. It is critical because the CPMA announced that the budget has moved from 1.9 and they reverted to the original figures of 1.1 million. It will mean therefore there will be some critical measures to be adopted within the context of the plan for this year, 2014.
As a new president coming in, give us an idea, because that will be one of your critical issues in terms of economic viability of those tents and also the association. Give us a sense of your general approach.
Well, what we have, in fact, what we had adopted, that there would have been need for collaboration with the view that we would be reducing the number of tents and shows that we would have had for the year. And the mere fact that the subvention would in fact be decreased, it is even more critical for us to revisit our own plans that we have for 2014. We had in fact detailed a listing of the shows that we'd have for the year. But in view of the challenges facing us, we have to adopt a new strategy. The announcement primarily will keep to our opening nights and the quarterfinals, but there are some critical decisions to be made within the context beyond. We have an arrangement as it relates to how we embark on managing the season this year. That is with the CPMA and our association. What we are advocating for is for a co-production of the event. We do recognize the extent of resources that exist within the association in managing their own events. And the initiative that was taken several years ago will have to be revisited. Because really and truly, my whole advocacy is that knowledge how our government should conduct its affairs, government should be focused more on policy and being a facilitator. That's government's role. The association has been engaged in managing events, and that experience and expertise that we have need to be brought to the fore now.
Lyndon Arnold, Chairman of the Carnival Planning and Management Agency.
We just came from the launch of Calypso 2014 here at Obe Serafin, and could you bring us up to speed in terms of what's been happening in terms of the CPMA?
Well, from the time we were considered back at the start of the year, we've been meeting with all stakeholders to sensitize them as to their plans for this year and some of the realities we face in terms of the economic situation. So we've had some good meetings to date in getting the product planned and developed. But as of yesterday, we were advised of the true financial position and the cuts that we are seeing to the carnival production for this year. So it forces all stakeholders now to go back and review their plans and see how they can adjust that in keeping with the funds available for the production of carnival this year. So we've had a meeting yesterday which was chaired by the PS of the Ministry of the Creative Industries, and we've given the mandate to the stakeholders to share that information with their members and come back on Thursday when we can view options and make some hard decisions at that point in terms of how do we go forward, what shows do we go forward with, what is the format, what is the look and feel of Carnival going to be for 2014. And we need to do that as a matter of urgency because we are almost at the end of May, and really and truly once we get into June is when you see all the activity in terms of production and the shows coming out. So,
do you have a timeline for when that announcement is going to be made?
Well, we are hoping that the meeting on Thursday will reveal some of the decisions, the look and feel of the format, and we should be in a position, if not by the weekend, but early next week, to convene a press conference to inform persons of the changes.
Does that hold back, and I'm not sure you'll update me on that, in terms of the MOU with the Calypso Association, does it hold it back, or do you still move ahead with the discussions on that?
Those discussions are still ongoing, so it's two totally different things. So no, the current situation will not impact the discussions between the Calypso Association, the Ministry of Creative Industries, and the CPMA on a MOU for this year.
Can you give us some indication? What exactly is that MOU going to be covering? What kind of areas are you looking at?
Well, you know, we have to, the buzzword is collaboration. So it will just outline the responsibilities of both parties in putting on a successful Calypso season within the limitations available to the CPMA to produce the carnival.
The name is Sobers Esprit, Business Development Officer, Creative Industries, OECS Competitive Business Unit.
As we speak to you, we have the press launch of St. Lucia's 2014 Calypso season, and we'll talk to you a little bit about that now as well. But you're here for a different function as well. Can you talk to us about that particular mission?
Yeah, we're doing a national workshop here on the business management of creative industries in St. Lucia. This is a two-day exercise geared at, well, targeting business leaders or leaders in the creative industries sector. The idea is really to look at how we can more effectively manage our businesses, our enterprises in the creative industries.
Now, as you sat there at this press launch, how much did you see that workshop applying to what is happening here?
Well, clearly, I mean, listening to the challenges that they face with, there are some management issues, management challenges, the issue of trust and conflict and accountability issues, which is something that you see a lot in creative enterprises and creative associations across the region. Not only that's not unique to St. Lucia. In many of the islands, you find that these associations start and stop, because people, you know, there's a lot of mistrust and a lack of accountability in some of these associations. So to address that, that's why this work, the kind of work we're doing right now, is really geared at trying to solve some of these problems. So look at more effective type of leadership, looking at you know, accountability issues, and of course looking at the issue of working together, collaboration.
The tents need to recognize that they are part of a multi-million-dollar business industry. We have not taken advantage of the stature that we had a number of years ago, and the whole attempt now is to have a reconnaissance somewhat towards, one, adopting a new approach to this industry and how they could place themselves in this environment of that multi-million-dollar industry.
There is a lot more to come on Calabash Community. Obviously, the sponsors are key to the event, and so we will hear from them when we reach here.